All right, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to you, hopefully elect. And just through the spirit, I wanted to do a quick lesson. All right. As the title goes, my feet were almost gone. Because through the spirit, me and the brothers, going over certain things, chapters and precepts and breakdowns and things like that. And one of the things that we touched on was in the book of Psalms, the first chapter. Go ahead and pull that up real quick. And we also touched on this briefly this past Saturday at the camp as well, as far as the straight gate and the wide gate. All right, because contrary to popular belief, when it comes to serving Yahweh Shema Shai, the Lord does have standards, all right, requirements. You can't just come as ye are. One of the most notorious, I can't even say scriptures because that's not even a scripture in the Bible, but one of the most notorious sayings, especially amongst these fake and phony Christians. All right, and that's why a lot of Jake, man, for the most part, they treat this thing like a buffet. They pick and choose what they want to. They look for particular camps, churches, religions, movements, or whatever that's appeasing to them, to their flesh. All right, and like the scripture say, get that real quick. In Ephesians chapter 4 and 5, one Lord, one faith, one baptism. All right, point blank simple. Slacky about that. But again, Ephesians 4 and 5, one Lord, one faith, one baptism. All right, point blank simple. There's only one way to serve Yahweh Shema Shai, and as Yahweh Shai is known as the door, the porter. All right, he's the way. And like a door, you can only enter in single file, like a brother Isaiah be saying, single file in order, in orderly fashion. All right, because hey, that's what through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, that's what we're learning. All right, coming up under the order of Yahweh Shema Shai, the ordinance of Yahweh Shema Shai, getting ourselves in order before the Lord. All right, because it was due to our disorder is what landed us here in the first place. You see, but now that we're being cleansed up through the washing of His word, all right, coming back to Yahweh Shema Shai, we're plugging back into the deep power source. With that being said, it's no cakewalk. It's no easy thing. This is no easy thing. All right, and again, that's why I titled it the way that I titled it. All right, my feet were almost gone, because here it is. We're trying to do the right thing. We're trying to serve Yahweh Shema Shai in sincerity and in truth. We're trying our best, but it's hard because just look at our surroundings, look at our environment. There's nothing but wickedness, and it's easy to get caught up in the things of this world every single day. Here it is. Hopefully, like brothers, we're getting our asses kicked, and we're putting forth the sincere effort. We're trying. But these people, especially when it comes to 2/3, it's like every day there's no repercussions for their sin. They just it appears that way. It appears that way because make no mistake about it, it's only a matter of time. All right, it's only a matter of time. I'm gonna get this in Ecclesiastes. So that's why we got to stay the course, because again, the power, the pathway to, basically, it's easy to do wickedness. It's easy to be wicked. All right, and that's why a lot of people they choose the broad way, the broad path. It's easy. But to those of us sticking to the straight gate, hey, it's difficult. You know, and like I said, it's easy to get caught up in the things of this world. It's easy to get caught up in the wickedness. So that's why we have to stay the course. All right. You know, because again, as the title goes, my feet were almost gone. You know, sometimes we slip up, sometimes we fall down, but we just got to get back on it. And it's going to be like this until Yahushua delivers us. All right, it is going to be a fight until the very end. So I'm going to get this in Ecclesiastes 8. Ecclesiastes 8:12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged. So you see, here it is. Like I said, those of us putting up forth a sincere effort, we're doing our best. We're trying, we're getting our asses kicked. But these 2/3, those that don't want to do right, those that despise the law, despise Yahweh Shema Shah, man, it seems like their days are prolonged, man. It just seems like they're just getting away. You see all this shit on the internet, Jake going on these trips, vacations, just doing, just all type of stuff. And it's like, damn. Because like, when are we going to get ours? When are we going to get ours, man? It's I know me personally, when I talk to the Lord, we all have our personal conversation with the Lord, man. And I talk to the Lord like, Lord, how long are you going to let these 2/3, how much longer are you going to suffer these niggas, man? When are the tables going to turn? When are you going to make things right? When are we going to, because the scriptures even say how, our mourning is going to be turned to laughter. And these people, their sorrow is going to be turned to their laughter is going to be turned to sorrow. All right. So it's like, when is the table going to flip, man? When are the tables going to turn? How long is the Lord going to suffer this? I'm tired of seeing these 2/3 just apparently, getting away scot-free. Jake is out here, 2/3. They're just out here in that Ezel spirit, just out here in that la-da-da-da-da spirit, just like there's not a judgment ringing over their heads, man. But like I said again, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before God. All right. You see, so because again, it's only a matter of time, man. It's only a matter of time before the Lord punches their ticket. All right. No one gets away scot-free. All right. No one gets away scot-free, man. It's only a matter of time before the Lord punches these people's tickets. You see? But that's a beautiful point. I'm gonna read verse 12 again. It says, though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God, which fear before him. And that's beautiful. All right, because like I said, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear God. All right, because again, at the end of the day, we are going to have the last laugh through the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, that's beautiful, because going to Psalm chapter 1, verse 1, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Because when you go to this word blessed, all right, the Hebrew word is ashar, which is happy. Because like I said, hey, to those of us trying to hopefully elect brothers, man, putting forth a sincere effort, hey, at the end of the day, we are going to have the last laugh. All right, which is ultimately the Yahweh Shema Shah is going to have the last laugh at the end of the day, but it's going to show forth through his men. All right, because you just gotta picture the environment, Jacob's trouble, this being the worst time in history, right? And you just gotta picture during this time, hey, the hopefully elect brothers, we're gonna be laughing at people. You see people dying of famine, people pining away, just all type of craziness, but yet there's going to be a certain spirit out there to where certain brothers are going to be, hey, brothers are going to be good, brothers are going to be laughing, brothers are going to be laughing, because Because they what's to come. And I remember talking to one of the brothers about this a couple of weeks ago. Like, as far as the new normal, America's going to be a war zone. All right, it's going to be war riddance. All right, pretty soon it's going to be very common to hear gunshots 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, shootouts with the military, the police. All right, because now we wake up, right? We wake up now to these damn alarms going off, the planes, trains. All right, I live right in front of a damn fire station, man. That shit is annoying as hell, man. I'm trying to sleep and all you hear is fire trucks, right? Jake out here with the blasting the loud music, and because I'm basically in mini Puerto Rico, so all you see and hear is Ephraim and the little street cars and shit, the tires screeching and shit. That's all you hear. But soon that's going to be changed into something else. The environment is going to be totally different. All right. And I remember talking to one of the brothers a couple of weeks ago, like, man, waking up, because soon, like I said, all that trains and all that is gonna go from that. We're gonna hear nature take its course. All right. But hell, you're gonna hear gunshots, like I said, and yet people are gonna be screaming, and I say this, I believe this. I believe this wholeheartedly, because I personally, speaking as a man, whatever Jake lacks on the side, all right, whatever he's deprived of on the side, I believe that, during Jacob's trouble, all right, he's gonna make up for it, because, for an example, me, I suffer, some form of insomnia. I don't get much sleep, but I believe that during Jacob's trouble, a lot of brothers that are, like that don't get sleep. Like for the women example, a lot of Jake deals with the women. A lot of Jake are out here deprived of women, right? And that's why, start from the apostles on down. Listen, don't worry about that, because during Jacob's trouble, you're gonna have plenty to choose from as far as the women. So you see, like I was saying with the sleep, I know a lot of brothers don't get sleep, but in Jacob's trouble, I believe that brothers are going to get some of the best sleep that they've ever gotten in their lives. I believe I'm going to get some of the best sleep that I've gotten in my life. And not only that, but like I said, we're going to wake up to hearing we're going to wake up to hearing fire trucks, alarms, and we're going to go from that to hearing nature take its course. But not only that, like I said, gunshots ringing out, right? But the elect aren't going to be fazed by that, because just picture. I picture just during Jacob's trouble, getting woken up out of my sleep, right, to some gunshots going off. And again, just speaking as a man, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wake up, hear the gunshots going off, and I'm gonna just be like, damn, that's crazy. And then turn over, go back to sleep. You see, this is things that we think about. These are things that we meditate on. Like, damn, that's crazy, and go right back to sleep. Because, like I said, whatever brothers is lacking on this side, man. Before, the society collapses and whatnot, before Jacob's trouble, I think during Jacob's trouble, man, brothers gonna, is gonna make up for it. So, going back to Psalm 101, blessed is a man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, and that's, I said all that to say, because, like I said, the Hebrew word for blessed is ashar, which is happy. You see, because the Lord willing, we be at that number, the tides are going to turn in our favor, and it's going to be like, finally, like some of us say, like the biggest "I told you so" moment in history, and don't expect any type of sympathy from the men of the Lord. If you're outside of those that were sanctified, if you're outside of the elect, a lot of you people are going to get the cold shoulder. A lot of you people are going to, just keep it moving, get to stepping, because brothers are going to have a cold heart in that day. All right. Because we try to tell these boneheaded Negroes, man. We try to tell these people. So the hell with them. You see? So that's why in the end, like I said in like I read in Ecclesiastes, all right, it's gonna go well for them that fear Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, because again, we're gonna have the last laugh. We're gonna have the last say so. So that's why for the meantime, we just gotta continue to suffer this, man. We just gotta continue to deal with it. As I always say, just because this truth, it consists of L's and just taking shit on the chin, man. Just you know, you got to deal with it. You got to bite the tongue. You just deal with it, because the Lord is going to vindicate us in due time. The Lord is going to make all of our wrong. He's going to right all of our wrongs. So we got nothing to worry about. It's going to go well for us, Lord willing, in the end. But again, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Because again, it's easy to be wicked. It's easy to go off, right? And that's why those men that were that stood so stiffly for this thing, man. You know, they were commended. They were talked about, because against all odds, look what these men had to deal with. Look what Yahushua. Start with Yahushua. All right. Look what those men had to deal with, man. Against all odds, right? It says, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, in his law, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Yeah, because the brothers are going to be all right, nourished, taken care of. You know, like a tree planted by a waterbed, man. Hey, you know, a tree planted by a waterbed, hey, that, you know, is good. You know, plenty of nourishment, right? It says the ungodly are not so, but are like the shaft that the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. All right. So again, man, you know, hey, stay the course, all right? Because real soon, like I said, things are going to shift in our favor. All right, the tides are going to turn, and we're going to have the last laugh. Blessed is the man that, like verse 1 said, all right? It's going to be, like it tells you, I think that's Ecclesiasticus, right? How the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated. Roughly paraphrasing. Hey, eventually, this is going to pay off. Eventually, this shit is going to pay off. It doesn't seem like it. It's not supposed to seem like it. But again, that's why those men that stood stiffly for Yahweh Shema Shah, because it all boils down to faith. All right? It all boils down to faith, man. You see? So what else was I going to get? I'm going to get this. Psalm 73. Because again, it's easy to... Matter of fact, before I get that, I'm going to get this. In Hebrews 11. Hebrews 11 and verse 5. Because again, trying to do the right thing in an environment that's just, everything is wicked. All right, it's hard. It's easy to fall off. It's easy to just, you know, give up. And all right, and like I said, sometimes we do fall. You know, but the elect are always going to bounce back. Because when you fall, man, it's easy to just stay down. It's easy to just, you know, being out, woe is me, the down and out spirit. That's easy, right? But Hebrews 11 and 5, by faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death. It was not found because God had translated him. For before his translation, he had this testimony that he pleased God. All right, and Lord, that's the case for us. All right. You see, because hey, eventually, you know, wickedness does get to a point where if the Lord prolonged it, if, you know, again, I mentioned this yesterday, like, man, if we were to basically put it like this, if we were to live out our natural lives here in America, in this society, eventually the wickedness, we would succumb. Eventually we would cave in. Eventually we'd give in. So that's why the Lord has to speed the days up. He has to shorten the times. We have to get translated out of here like Enoch, because eventually, you know, even for Enoch and all the righteous men, all right. But like with Enoch, if the Lord allowed Enoch to, you know, because I think he was translated somewhere between 300 or 400 years old, you know, which was a relatively short living span, lifespan back then. All right. But if he would have lived another 100 years, a few hundred years or so, you know, eventually the wickedness would have gotten to him. Eventually, he would have been seduced, and that's likewise all the righteous. All right, likewise us today. If the Lord, like I said, man, if we have to live our natural lives out here, we're done. All right, eventually we would be seduced by the wickedness. It would succumb us. So that's why, again, we have to be translated. We're looking to be translated like Enoch was. You see? So going to now Psalm, because we just gotta wait a little longer, man. We just gotta endure just a little longer. This shit is almost over. All right. Soon these people, their laughter is gonna be turned to sorrow. All right, and our sorrow, our mourning is gonna be turned to laughter, man. So again, blessed is a man. All right, happy is he. All right. Soon things are gonna shift in our favor. And I did a video on that as well. Maybe last week, over a week ago, 2 weeks, or whatever it was. Like, hey, be prepared, be ready to take it all in. All right. And I pray that the spirit is on me, because I believe it's coming my way, and I just pray that, the spirit is on me in that day to be able to deal with it all, because there's going to be a lot, there's going to be a lot. All right. And hey, we're going to have to, and this is what we're learning now, the responsibilities, before we get the perks. All right. Because before we get the kingdom, hey, like I said, a lot is going to be put on brothers' plates. You see? But hey, Lord willing, because we're in training now. So when it does come our way, when it all comes flushing our way, we're going to be able to deal with it. All right? Because again, things are going to turn in our favor. Things are going to turn in our favor dramatically. And I believe that. So now going to Psalm 73 and starting at 2. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had my steps had well nigh slipped. Because you see, man, that's, again, it's easy to, slip and fall to a point of no return. It's easy to go off. Again, that path to that leads to the broad gateway, man. It's easy to be wicked. It's easy to be wicked. That's why a lot of Jake, man, and if you're seasoned, you see it. We see it time in and time out, man. It's just Jake, man, they get disenchanted to get comfortable, because the prophecies don't play it when they want them to. Your house shot doesn't come when they want them to, right? And they just go back into the word. It's easier to go back into the word and just say the hell with it and just do whatever, man. But this truth, man, hey, we listen, there is a level of insanity that comes with being in this truth, remaining in this truth, maintaining in this truth. There is a level of insanity. I know a lot of brothers, man, are about to just, brothers are to a point where, listen, we're about to snap, man. I know brothers are about to snap, and just, it's hard to keep our cool, and, but that's why the Spirit of the Lord is with us. All right. Because I know without this truth, I know me personally, I'd either be locked up in some mental home, or I'd be in jail, in the prison, or I'd be dead. That applies to all of us. All right. We'd be locked up either in the prison or the mental health asylum, or we'd be straight up dead, man. You see, that's why, again, it's the Spirit of Yahweh Shemashah that maintains us, man, because, hey, listen, none of us got it. We don't got it. And as I've been saying, hey, it's because of us thinking that we had it. It's because of us thinking that way, thinking that we could do it on our own, is what landed us over here in America in the first place. Wearing crop tops and Crocs and skinny jeans, right? But not only that, hey, to the righteous, hey, brothers, we're out over here on the other side of the world prophesying in sackcloth. Well, that's because of our own doing. That's because of us thinking that we had it, thinking that we knew something. Try to do it our way. But that's why we're over here now, through and through, crying. But again, in verse 2, Psalm 73 and 2, but as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. And why is that? Well, reading on, it says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. So you see, because again, it's like every day, and then, the wicked, when it comes to Esau, Edom, but even when it, boils down to the 2/3, Like I said, these people, man, they're it looks like they're getting away and they're prospering. It looks like they're, and like I said, meanwhile us over here, we're trying to serve you. How about your mouth shine sincerity and truth, and we're getting our asses kicked. But yet, the wicked, these wicked individuals, man, every day they're it appears that they're getting by, but they're not. It's only a matter of time for, and that's why the Lord is dealing with us harshly now, so that, like the scriptures say, we don't get condemned with the world. We don't get jacked up with these people. All right, because when that time comes, the Lord ain't gonna show them no mercy. We're getting our asses whooped, but the Lord is showing us mercy now. You see, so just sit back and wait a little longer, man. Just sit back and wait a little longer, man. Because real soon, in the hot second, man, this thing is gonna be over with. Like I said, we can't fall into we can't be seduced. We can't turn to the dark side. From my Star Wars fans. We can't give in. So hey, another thing, stay prayed up. Keep that direct line of communication with your Yahweh Shema Shai. Don't let the Lord, I always say, man, don't let the Lord get unfamiliar with your voice. All right, because it's like 10 years out of high school, and someone calls you up that you went to high school with. And you ain't seen or heard from this person since high school, but 10 years later they call you up out the blue. They're gonna be unrecognizable. You're not gonna recognize their voice, and hell, you might hang up on them. And they might have been your best friend in high school, but because of that lack of communication, all right, his voice became unfamiliar. Well, don't let that be the case with you and Yahweh Shema Shai. Keep that line of keep that direct line of communication with Yahweh Shema Shai. Don't let him get unfamiliar with your voice. All right. So Lord, one, this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you, hopefully, Lord, one, until the next one.